Hey everybody, it's Emily, the Crazy Worm Lady. I'm here today with the Urban Worm Bag. And this week has been a little bit tough on my worms. I had broken air conditioning and it got really hot. Then the air conditioning got fixed and now this room is a little bit cold and I feel like I have a whole bunch of kind of climber worms here. So I'm kind of knocking some of these guys back down. And I just wanted to show you what we have going on. A lot of red mites, and it looks like there's some larvae and beetles on here. I'll bury this up real well, but let me try to get a little steadier hand so you can see. Those are most likely fruit fly larvae. I don't know that for a fact, but that's what it looks like to me. You guys should be proud of me. You know I used to be very frantic about bugs. And yeah, there's a good number in here, but since the bin itself seems to be doing fine, I'm just not worried about it anymore. And check out that worm activity, guys. Holy crap. This isn't a welcome sight. I don't know what is. I'm embarrassed to admit I was more worried about the worms than anything else when my air conditioning went on the fritz. But hey, they're like pets, kind of. Pets that require very little maintenance, but still get concerned if it gets too cold, too hot, too wet, too dry, any of that type of stuff. But these castings continue to look absolutely gorgeous. This is the egg crate. Still pieces of that left. But in general, this appears to be really continuing to do great. Trying to run it a little bit on the drier side per the suggestion of Steve, who's the developer of this bag. He said that would assist in harvesting and maintaining proper balance in the bin. Sorry, I get mesmerized. So this is the side we fed on last week prior to my trip. And if you remember, I put in a whole bunch of cherries and things like that in here. And I thought that it might take them a little bit longer to break that stuff down, but it doesn't appear that way. It appears like they're doing just fine. There's nice little pockets of worms, which makes me happy. Castings look great, nice and dark. I'm very curious where those pits from those cherries went, but I'm not seeing any. So that's a little strange. So I'm going to turn all of this bedding up, get myself organized, and see if we can get a feeding in here, but I am going to make sure I shred some cardboard up so that we keep it on that dry side like was suggested to me. Alright, let me adore these guys for a minute and then I will come back and we will add a feeding. Coming across nice big quantities of worms. Pretty much everywhere that I dig, there's something that they're going for, so that's good. And I did find some cherry pits. Alright, so I added a whole bunch of shredded cardboard, not a thick layer, but it's completely dry. I sprinkled eggshell in here, and I have a bag of food that's in the process of thawing. It's just about thawed, so I'm not too concerned about it being too cold. So I'm going to actually spread this across the top because, again, moisture control. If you put a whole lot of food in any one spot, you're going to end up with something getting soggy. So, these are some worm favorites. Lots of apples, oranges, strawberries. Looks like, I don't know, probably cucumber peelings. I think they will really have a field day with this. So I'm going to grab some more shredded cardboard. I'm gonna try to dry my hand off a little bit first so I don't get stuff all over the place. And I'm just going to loosely cover this up with a little bit more cardboard. Again, some of this will suppress the bugs, but it'll also absorb a lot of this moisture so we don't get too wet in here. So obviously it's not buried well, but with the continuous flow through, I really don't like to dig huge trenches to bury because then the liquid seeps down into the bottom, which is where we want it to be nice and flaky to harvest. So I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of neem cake on here as well. I've discussed that before, and it tends to be good at deterring some of the pests, like the mites, kind of reduces their numbers a little bit. So I'll show you what that looks like real quick. So this is the neem cake that I use. Of course, I have a piece of tape here. Bought it online, and it's from a tree, I believe, in India. And it's completely edible to the worms. Carries a lot of nutrients, but it also is a natural pest deterrent. So feeding that, it gives a little bit of something for the worms to eat, but also kind of will deter the mites and all of that from moving in to these new peels and all that we just put in. So we'll see how that goes. So drop your comments below, like this video, subscribe if you'd like some more content from me, and I'll be back with you guys real soon for another update. I have about 10 subscribers left until we will do our next urban worm bag giveaway. So let me know what you're thinking, guys, and I will talk to you soon.